Steamboat, a boy that Lou Thez discovered while he was in Honolulu. He was an amateur wrestler there. Lou discovered him, took him under his wing, trained him, and he has made a real top-notch wrestler out of this boy. Here's powerhouse. And watch him go with Sharp. There it is, Sharp down on the mat. Incidentally, this boy, Sam Steamboat, is left-handed, as you've probably already noticed, the same as the fellow that trained him, Lou Thez. So you see a lot of moves that you think look familiar to you. They're probably those that you've seen Lou Thez make. Lou Thez, you know, is the International Heavyweight Wrestling Champion and one of the truly great wrestlers of our time. I think you're seeing a boy right now that's just going to be tops. Yes, sir. Young fella, tremendous all-around athlete, holds the outrigging championship of the island. And a boot to the midsection by Sharp. Steamboat down on the floor. Red shoes Dugan, head close. Watches the hold, says it isn't a choke, though. Steamboat by Sharp, and down goes Steamboat. Refereeing, one of the roughest, toughest jobs in wrestling. Trying to get the leverage on the left arm. Sharp, once again, it's a handful of tight. Red shoes Dugan around, flexing his left. The crowd can't break it up. And Dugan does break it up. All for a count. That's between the two. And as it comes in, it's Steamboat. To the left, to the midsection, another one. And it goes again and down goes Big Mike Sharp. Out over the ropes with both feet. The Hawaiian heavyweight wrestling champion, Sam Steamboat. You people have been over to the islands, that name is very familiar to you. This boy's daddy was a head beach boy there at Waikiki Beach for years, and he was raised right on the beach. You've probably seen young Sam there, too. But you're going to see a lot more of him in the wrestling ring because this boy's a real comer. He's in against a tough man tonight. One of the top contenders for the championship. Back in, though, not hurt very bad, just lost his balance, went out through the rope. A lot of fighting spizzerinctum in this Sam Steamboat.
Five minutes gone,
5 minutes gone, 10 minutes to go. on the bicycle around the ring. To take over, changing into a head scissors, Steamboat. Steamboat's opponent tonight, Big Mike Sharp of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, 275 pounds, 6'7". Real giant of a man. Real top-notch conditioned athlete, too. Up in the scratch of the head of Sharp. This Sharp has a tremendous neck, though. I think he has about a 21.5-inch neck. Takes a lot of power to hurt that neck of his. Another big turn-away crowd in our stadium here tonight. Wrestling stars in the 60s. Sugan breaks up the hold and says the leg of Steamboat had slipped down with a chokehold. Steamboat says it isn't a choke. Sugan checking it very carefully. Holding on to the head scissors, complete rollover. End of the ropes. Dugan asked for a break. And it's Steamboat following Sharp across the ring. He feels like he has an advantage. He wants to follow it up. And he walks into that big number 14 of Sharp, right in the midsection. And another one right across the heart. Boy, those are the ones that tell the story. Boom, with another one right across the heart. This boy Sharp is wild now. He's on the go. Watch this boy Steamboat go. What a big boot to the midsection of Sharp and Leighton for the onward approval. Mike Sharp's got a powerful forearm smash. You can hear it all over the arena. That went into the throat. Before Sharp placed that foot right over the heart, that one caught Steamboat right across the throat. Crossbody scissor by Sharp. more minutes to go, and Sharp continues to hold the cross-body scissor on Steamboat. Steamboat trying to maneuver back to his feet, manages to turn Sharp over, get him a little off balance, but Sharp still holding those legs around the midsection. Sharp trying to tell the referee that Steamboat was choking him. However, the hands were not down to the throat. And Steamboat does make his way to his feet and rams Sharp back into the corner turnbuckle.
3 minutes to go.
3 minutes to go. Moves in for a body slam. Picks Sharp up. Slams him down hard to the mat. We told you this boy Sharp was one of the top contenders. You see why now. He fights back from everything. Steamboat put out enough tonight to defeat almost any wrestler in the country. But Sharp been fighting all the time. Continuing with the claw hold into the muscles of the neck and shoulder of Steamboat. 2 minutes to go, and it's been a hard-fought battle every bit of the way. Has gone so far. And it's Steamboat up on the second rope, pounding into the side of the head of Sharp. Climb there to top body press. And Sharp once again. Pulling the tight, break the hold. Tosses him off like a sack of flour. There's the bell. And they're both still fighting. Neither one of them heard the bell. Sharp pushing the referee back. It's battling in. I don't think either one of them heard the bell. There's the timekeeper continuing to ring the bell. Referee gets them close up. Both boys, it's all over. Having trouble stopping them. They're still wanting to fight it out.
It's a one-fall match. 20-minute time limit. And let's see what happens. Bell brings them out. We're ready to go. Larry Hamilton on your left, Bud Curtis on your right. Curtis has got a punishing arm lock going now on Hamilton. They had to break, of course, being off balance on the ropes. And here we are. First takedown with a key lock, top wrist lock by Larry Hamilton. Keeps his key lock, top wrist lock. 20. There's no way, Bear. Look out, look out, look out. Curtis reversed, got a full Nelson, couldn't make it work. He's floored the four-iron smash. They may be too far into the ropes. They are, I'm sure. They will have to break. Curtis wants to get to his feet, get those shoulders up off the canvas. They went to the rope. This is a reverse top wrist lock. Hamilton still has the hold. Forearm smashes, plenty of them, shaking up Hamilton, getting him in trouble, but they're on the ropes again. They ran in on that one. Here comes Hamilton, top for 1 and 2 and 3 and the match. And in addition, hypnotize people who are watching on television. Starting, Dino Garibaldi against Dr. Greyel. Dino Garibaldi gets off to his usual wild and rugged beginning. All wrapped up like a Christmas package now. And out of it comes Zabo with a top headlock. And top time for 1 and 2 and 3, and the first fall, Dino Garibaldi. All right. Figure 4. Hooked under the chin, not in the throat. Uh-oh, look out. Where are we going? Wait a minute. Look out. Zabo got himself right in the middle of things there. So he's feathering a little bit. Get himself out of trying to get out of this scissored reverse Nelson. Really catching it, and Dino Garibaldi walks into a drop kick. This may be the second fall. It is. And scissors. Dr. Greyel gets himself out of trouble. Dino's head probably has begun to ache a little bit from that drive into the mat. Dr. Greyel, however, has got to worry now. Had to break his hold, as a matter of fact, to get himself out of trouble.
Elbow smash for the Baron. An elbow smash for the Baron, and the hammerlock again. That spin again by Billy, and he grabs the leg for a grapevine step over toe hold and a breakaway. Grapevine step over toe hold being applied by Billy Varga. Baron is gliding away, gliding for the ropes. And Billy pulls him out to the center of the ring and steps back into the grapevine. There's that reverse grapevine. That can be a submission hold, but Billy hasn't got it into the position for a full submission. Now it's just the ordinary grapevine. Now he pulls that around into that reverse grapevine. Watch the free foot of the Baron. Billy's watching it too. Notice his hand on his knee. Gone in this match. No fall as yet. 2 falls out of 3. 1 hour is the time limit. Baron Michel Leone from the nose. Full reverse chin lock right over the mouth. The hands over the mouth, but the nose is clear. Applying the pressure. But then he's saying the Baron if he's had enough, but he refuses to give up. Pulls the ears, tries for the ears again. Kicks Billy in the ear. Pulls his hair for a break. Elbow smash by the Baron. Another elbow scissors by Vargo. Head scissors. Bounces the Baron's head on the canvas. This is a good, rough, and tough wrestling match. 2 tough wrestlers out there. They don't come any tougher than the Baron, believe me.
Get on foot, Baron. Get on foot.
Billy has him in a position, and he does it. He bounces his head off the canvas. Get the aspirin tablets for the Baron. The Baron kicks out of it. But Billy's waiting for it. Wrist lock comes around now there with a beautiful flying body scissors. He comes up with a figure 4 scissors under the chin. Figure 4 scissors under the chin. Baron kicks up, bridges up, and Billy bounces his head off the canvas. Figure 4 scissors. Baron's trying to kick out of it. Billy Vargo, Baron Michel Leone. Baron is the world's heavyweight champion. Kicks up there, bridges around, trying to kick out of that scissors. Now the Baron's trying to pin the shoulders of Vargo and use the scissors to his own advantage. 1. It's a rolling count. 1, 2. Billy rolls him over on the canvas again. Baron trying to kick out of it. Does pull out of it. But Billy's waiting for him and gets his head right back in the scissors. Baron bridging up, trying to kick out of it, pushing the feet away with his own feet. Trying to bridge out of the scissors. Billy just bounces him once and rolls over. Baron kicks out of it. That's the same old head scissors. Never be pinned with a hole like that. There's no doubt about it. He's getting those feet apart. manages to kick out of it. Now the Baron gets Billy's shoulders to the canvas. 1. Just rolling counts a 1. Only time we've seen it fall this way is when the man is groggy. The Baron comes out of it. We don't see how he did it. Baron comes up with a leg lock on Billy. Booing about something. Baron has a leg lock and a toe hold on Vargo. Billy has a free foot, though. Want to watch that abdominal stretch. It's the Billy Vargo abdominal stretch. That's all there is to it. The Baron gives up. Comes in with a bear hug. He's been softening him up with those kidney blows. The vicious bear hug. The Baron puts on probably one of the most vicious bear hugs in wrestling today. Really puts the pressure on there right at the waistline, right above the kidneys. Comes in again with that reverse headlock and slams Billy to the canvas. Side head. There we go again, softening him up for that neck breaker. Knee drops him again. Picks him up, flips him around into the neck breaker. That's all there is. There isn't any more. Billy gives up. That's all. Baron drops him. And the second fall goes to Baron Michel Leone. Baron trying to get out of this head scissors. Billy over on his shoulders. 1, 2, almost the count of 3. That's as close as Billy ever wants to come. He rolls the Baron into the rope, so there will be a forced break. Cross buckle again. Comes over with an over and under headlock. Vargo's on the canvas, but his shoulders are not down. Baron softening him up for that neck breaker again when he slams him into that cross buckle. He's got another headlock. It turns him around into the neck breaker, but Vargo's waiting for him. 1, 2, almost a fall. Only the 2 and Baron's right on top of him. The boys are mixing it up. Vargo thought he had it, and he slams the Baron into the cross buckle. There goes a full Nelson by the Baron. He's pulling that mouth apart. Sam Steamboat sees it. But Billy's biting his fingers. He's really biting them. Really biting him. Best match against Baron Leone of any wrestler we've ever seen, and there's the bell. Billy Vargo wrestles to a draw. The game so close. Billy is sore.
And Chet Wallik are obviously in for a warm afternoon of wrestling. Just above us, you can see the two Tolos brothers, the Hamilton wrecking crew, getting ready. Teddy Thomas just said only one man. There's the bell, and who'll be? Bob Nandor will go against older brother Chris. They come to grips. Chris immediately gets him over to the corner and into the belt buckle. Into the belt buckle. Into the belt buckle again. And while Teddy and Chris have words, John goes to work on Nandor. And now, there's a shot that knocked John out of the ring, but Chris has got Nandor by the hair. Look at the action here. Teddy Thomas is quieting Chet Wallik down, but over here, what a shot Nandor just took. And now a tag is made, and John Tolos goes after Nandor. Listen to that gal behind me. John is really giving Nandor the fare thee well. John continuing to pummel Nandor, but here's Nandor coming back after John. The crowd loves it. Nandor jumped him. Oh, what a shot Chris got. John and Chris tag, and here comes Chris in. Grabs Nandor by the hair, banging his head right down on the canvas. Teddy Thomas can't break him up. Big John tried to put the pressure on. Oh, he used an illegal tactic to break it. Got him in a chokehold. Bring him up, Teddy, come on. The tag is made, though. Here comes John Tolos after Chet Wallik. Oh! Chris battering Wallik in the back. The two of them working Chet Wallik over. This is the noisiest crowd we've had all year. A double shot and a flying mare, and a boot. Plugging it out, down goes John. But Chris comes in and gets Nandor in the back. In bad shape. Look out, here's the alley-oop. By Chris, he's got Wallik down. Teddy goes for it. 1, 2, 3. It's all over. And the first ball goes to Chris Tolos of the Tolos brothers. Now, get him off. Look out. The Tolos brothers. Oh, I got a shot in the mouth. Nandor. John coming in to get Wallik. Picks him. Jumps on him. Here's Chris going up for the alley-oop. It's all over, I believe. John falls on him. John has him. Teddy Thomas comes in. The count. 1, 2, 3. It's all over. The Tolos brothers have won it. But the action isn't over. Nandor going after John. But the fall has been completed. Nandor goes in to help Chet Wallik out. The Tolos brothers have won it. Here's Manny White.
Of the second and deciding fall, 6 minutes and 10 seconds, the winners, the Tolos brothers.
Gentlemen, I'd like to introduce at this time one of the world's greatest wrestlers with a 45-minute time limit from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing 270 pounds, Hans Herman. Weighing 199 pounds, Ricky Starr. And referee, Ed Whalen.
Well, dear friends and gentle people, you're now watching a Ricky Starr warm-up. If he were in the ballet hall, this would be more appropriate. And now you see, you big stunk, what you got yourself into. Don't sell this guy short. act like something. You, sir. Glockenspiel, ask him. Count of 2 on Herman. We want a little bit of time. Besides that, Miss Davis and I are breaking in a new dog. And that takes a bit of doing.
From under. Not quite far enough. 1, 2, and he wriggles loose again. A Panther. No fair wig wagging. That Mr. America sure is a... Hey, brother, those scissors look kind of dull. Sharpen them up a bit, Gene. Oh, he's in trouble now. You know, the same people who like wrestling must listen to soap operas. Always new trials and tribulations. The loudest critics of wrestling him for the count in the wrestling match of the century. A guy who won fame by winning a male beauty contest brings second.
That decided after graduation to give the pros a try, and he's done very well. A link. Because of the quest of leverage and Beyer being much shorter, has a different probability. This action. And he's trying for the press. He got him. He got him. Bob Stanley riding high. Whoa, boy, Bob. A wrist lock by Don Eagle. Dan Miller. It's the same hole that Sonny Warcloud used to use. It's the finishing hole, and he has won. Don Eagle has caused Dan Miller to call it quits there. Double drop. And that'll give Lubitsch a cauliflower here on the other side. He has a leg Nelson there. Now he comes out of that, and he's got a surfboard hold. Lubitsch still trying for the ropes. Pete Sacco won't let him do it. Now that's the surfboard, but he's getting closer to the ropes. Sacco, no, he still says no. Well, leg Nelson, we should call it. Dix is just once. Yeah, do it just once. Takes a lot out of the vector upon whom it's inflicted. Push your head down. Lubitsch on top. Beyer kicks himself out of that airplane spin. Now he may have him. He's stomping him up with those two. No, he doesn't. Beyer on top. No, he didn't get the 3 count. Neither. Tries it again. Lubitsch kicking out. He's in drop kick. This time he's on top. 2, 3.
Come together like a pair of Jersey bulls, don't they? Well, that's a good way to build up some extra steam down here in this front row tonight. Pinky George from Omaha, promoter out there. While Luthez is getting his head snapped off here with this reverse chin lock, promoter Kohler sitting there alongside of Ed Lewis. Well, what a change. This is a hammer lock that Tez has on Don Leo Jonathan. Trying to run away from that one and just couldn't quite make it. I'm not so sure now whether that's Pinky George or not. I don't believe it is. But he has. There's a good big lick in the ribs. Lou's left-handed, and boy, when he gets that left fist doubled up, these guys back out of his way. Guy is right after Thez's cauliflowers for some reason or other. Side mare. Every once in a while, I watch old Ed Lewis. Thinks he's got a pin here and keeps yelling at Fred all the time. How about it, ref? Well, just stick to your wrestling, boy. We just picked him up and shook him loose by main strength. See him reach up and slap Jonathan? Lou will do that just to get an opponent mad and lose his sense of timing and offensive and everything else. He does it in a calculated manner, as you notice right there in that close-up. Thing wrong there. You just got a head scissors on you, Don, that's all. Jonathan's been wanting this match with Thaz. Big man, this boy Jonathan is fast. Back in there, and he's even got an arm caught in it, or it did have there for a minute. Lou has his scissors on him. Bring it up. Lou missed that one. Would you like to face that over your sliced peaches and breakfast? Pick up into a body scissors open on Thaz. This is the one that gives you that Gibson girl figure. conversations about.
Well, we're all set and ready to go from Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo. And in the ring at the moment, taking instructions from referee Lou Scosa, are on your left the familiar Adrien Beliron, one of 6 wrestling Belirons from Quebec City, Canada. And on the right, now removing a brilliant red jacket, a brand newcomer to Memorial Auditorium Wrestling, billed as the Kansas Tornado, Bobby Orton. Beliron weighs 237, and Orton tips the scales at 261 pounds. Orton, a comparative youngster in age at 29, but despite that, he's been wrestling professionally for 13 years, which makes him a real veteran of the game. Well, we'll have to see how Mr. Orton operates, along what lines. We know Adrien Beliron, or Beyer, as he tells me the correct pronunciation is. We know that Adrien will play it clean just as long as his opponent will do likewise. Right now, at Beliron, applying pressure with an arm lock to Bobby Orton, making his debut here tonight. This guy Orton comes well recommended. It may be an indication, and again it may not, but he received his early instruction and in fact took instructions for several years from the 5 Dusics: Ernie, Rudy, Joe, Emil, and of course the Deuce, among the most famous grapplers ever to ply the trade, are renowned still for their unorthodox tactics. Orton on top now, applying a press to Beliron, who heaves him off, but can't get loose entirely. And Orton takes him to the mat, applies pressure with a headlock. And he's really pouring it on. Flipped over, but comes up with the head scissors. It's easily seen that Orton is a newcomer to these parts. He's as brown as a berry, and it doesn't look like a sun lamp tan either. Highly debatable that Adrien will be able to effect a pinfall. He lost the advantage, and Orton now applying the arm lock. Down with the knees in the midriff, and maybe we're going to get a start of the rough stuff. Now, Orton's pulling something there that's beyond my vision. Now he's got the knee in under the chin, scraping both knees along the side of Adrien's head. That's good for the ears. Well, now he's really beginning to turn on the steam, and the crowd yells for referee Lou Scosa to break it up, but Lou apparently hasn't seen anything illegal, although there's been plenty of it going on the last minute or so, but sort of subtly illegal, tough to catch. Beliron in danger, whirls out. Pretty good elbow smash. Landed alongside Adrien Beliron's right eye. Now, this is the second time Orton has used this method of breaking the hold, grabbing the left leg and bending it across the knee, applying an effective toe hold. And Beliron was forced into the ropes. Hair pull, wrist lock, and the boots to the stomach, right where Mr. Beliron lives. Well, he got him front and center that time. Rabbit punches, kick to the chest, and there's a knee to the chin. And it's done so fast, it's pretty difficult to detect. This Orton has very fast hands and it's pretty difficult to detect. This Orton has very fast hands and fast legs. Bobby Orton flies to his wrestling engagements. When they're a great distance apart, he is a flying enthusiast. Drawing the forearm across the eyes. That's an elbow smash, and now Mr. Orton beginning to show the results of the Dusick tutelage. The only thing is, I doubt that any of the Dusicks would have waited this long before cutting loose. Maybe Bobby was trying to make an impression. Well, he may have made one for a moment, but he's lost it by now. The crowd is onto him. But Orton can wrestle, too. He's one of the best in the business. That's a head. He's one of the best in the business. That's a head scissors and an arm lock. So Mr. Beliron is in double jeopardy. You saw that, I'm sure. He cut loose with that knee, landed flush on the chops. And Adrien Beliron is tied up tighter than a 5-year-old's shoelaces. Out of camera range with bodies blocking the view, Orton had an arm lock while applying also a head scissors, now a press. Not likely to get a fall, but he can weaken his opponent and probably has. Flips him over, comes up again with the combination head scissors, wrist and arm lock. If you watch closely, you'll probably see Bobby Orton cut loose with that right leg again with the knee to the chin. As soon as the referee, well, now he's doing a little tickling with the elbow. Massaging Adrien Beliron's short ribs. Boy, try that for size sometime. Most annoying. Adrien Beliron or Lisowskis orders a break. And now he remonstrates with, and you can hear the crowd's reaction. Down goes Beliron and a step over toe hold. Applied by Bobby Orton. The blonde giant from Kansas City, Kansas. Those right hands are landing. But they didn't do the trick. Bobby Orton can throw punches from all angles, and he does. Now he's had the gag on Beliron, and referee Lisowskis ordered the break. Ooh. So Orton will be on a milk diet. He threatens to put the crusher on Lisowskis. Discretion is playing the better part of valor, collectively, and not as soul took him up on it. Myself, I would have been delighted to go in, except that he issued the challenge to the other side of the ring. That's the only thing that kept me back. As well as a desire to keep on living. Beliron resting on the middle strand of the ropes. The left side of Adrien Beliron's face is pretty red from the forearms and right-hand smashes that Bobby Orton has tossed his way. You saw that. And Adrien took offense. There's a knee drop. Going to try to heave him across. Can't do it, so settles for second best. And Bobby Orton is in trouble. Here we go. Down goes Mr. Orton, holding his aching head. There's an Orton rally, and he's firing punches from all angles. But he's lost most of the steam now, off the ropes, and runs right into an Orton knee. Again, and down goes Adrien Beliron. A kick to the back, another one, and Adrien is on Queer Street. There's a monkey flip. Setting him up again, possibly for the crusher. Once more, Bobby Orton, a knee to the throat. Hops aboard. Let's see if he's got it. 1, 2, 3. It's all over. Adrien couldn't get him off. So Bobby Orton debuts with a victory tonight over Adrien Beliron, and we'll have the official time in just a moment. Orton, not liking the temper of the crowd, wasn't particularly keen on waiting for the decision. He wanted to head for the clover and the safety of his dressing room, but was prevailed upon to wait. So Bobby Orton, in 16:21, throws Adrien Beliron with a body press after setting him up with knees to the stomach. And I got news for you. Bobby is not going to be very popular around these parts. Well, in the ring at the moment are the Lisowskis on your right. A combined 500 pounds of twin mayhem. And there were the opponents, Farmer Townsen and Lord Leighton, teaming up to see what they can do about derailing the Lisowskis, Stanley and Reg. Farmer Boy Townsen, 235 pounds, out of Lumberton, North Carolina. The crooning wrestler, or the wrestling crooner, whichever you have it. And in the ring for his team now, Lord Athol Leighton. Said, I've been choked. The looping right hand. Those body punches would do credit to Tony Zale in Tony's greatest days. It's a bolo, and that caught Farmer Boy flush. A kick to the chest. A couple to the back, and they've got the Farmer Boy set up pretty good. Here's the full Nelson. They're going to run him into their own corner. And whambo. It's a flip and a press by Stan. This probably won't do the trick. In fact, it didn't. The short right hand maintains the status quo, and Stan is applying knee now to the throat. There's a tag. This is what is known as the full treatment. And the Lisowskis are past masters. He finally gets loose if he ever does. There's the tag. Lisowski points to his throat. Oh, he got off the... He got the tag. Here comes Reggie. And he unloads from right field. There's another right hand. Lands flush on the chops. And Farmer Boy is in trouble. Watch this. Right into Stan's knee. Well, now they're going to set him up in the other corner. Wham! The foot this time. And Farmer Boy holds his aching head. This is a one fall, no time limit match. So it's Now or never for both sides, because there will be no chance for a comeback. Drapes him across the top strand, flips the ropes, and Farmer Boy lands on his romper. Now Stan begins to work him over. Oh boy, oh boy, knee drop. Pile driver. And Farmer Boy's head is going to be driven right down to his shoe tops. Once again, falls backwards and, oh, that might just about do it. Reggie aboard for the pin. 2, 3, that's it, all over. Couple of pile drivers. That did the trick. The Lisowskis have added another pair of victims to their ever-growing list. We'll have the official time in a moment. Today. Thank you very much, Lord Leighton. We wanted to clarify the point. And apparently the pile driver is barred in most...
The next event, one fall, 20-minute time limit, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 231, Roy McClarty. His opponent, from Rochester, New York, weighing 238, Tony Marino.
That was ring announcer Manny White's, as he made with the introductions. Tony Marino on the right, Roy McClarty on the left, referee Lou Scosa in the middle, issuing instructions to the boys, and they're going to be hard at it in a moment or so. One never knows, but all the earmarks point, on the basis of both men's reputation, to a fast scientific bout that is sure to thrill delight. Arm locked and a head scissors by Tony Marino, the youngster out of Rochester, New York. Tony weighs 225 pounds. Roy McClarty, a few pounds more. McClarty in the throes of a head scissors, trying to turn the hold to his advantage, but can't do it. Tony Marino was the Rookie of the Year in professional wrestling in 1957. Now McClarty squirms loose, puts on a double toe hold, and promptly asks Marino if he would like to concede. Tony, in obvious pain, writhing around, but nevertheless exhibiting a tremendous amount of courage, refuses. Young Tony has made tremendous strides as a professional wrestler during his comparatively short tenure. He broke in Rochester and suffered a succession of defeats, which he attributed to nervousness and a lack of experience. So in order to gain the experience he needed and overcome the nervousness, which is natural before hometown fans, the type of which you're always trying to please, why Tony took himself west and gained that experience and became a tremendous hit. McClarty applying the pressure, the double toe hold. And Marino attempting to find a little leverage in McClarty's head, but McClarty ducks out of the way. And you will note, well, you probably are unable to, but eventually that pressure's got to loosen a little bit, and that's when Marino will try to kick loose. McClarty really applying it. Be a Reader's Digest for the little he has had to do. Now Marino latches on to a headlock and pulls the feet loose, and now the shoe is on the other foot as Tony begins to turn on the power. You can see those muscles contract as he yanks at Roy's head. And some customer in the front row seats there at the Memorial Auditorium advised Tony to take his head right off. Not very sporting, but it'd sure be effective. Boy, that's good for the cauliflower ears, of which these wrestlers have a considerable number. No more than 2 apiece, of course. Off the ropes, shoulder butt. But McClarty recovered quickly and came up with a toe hold to lend a helping hand to youngsters. Young Tony was one of the principal directors and workers in the Easter Seal Drive in 1957 in Salt Lake City, Utah, which went over the top. Headlock and roll. Here's the sleeper. Here's the sleeper applied by Roy McClarty. And now referee Lisowskis will ask Tony Marino if he wants to concede. If he doesn't, he's liable to have his neck disjointed. McClarty applying the pressure. Now he's lost. He's lost the benefits of the sleeper. Marino managed to worm out. But he's still... Here we go again. Here we go again.
Take it back.
This is similar to an arm grapevine we've got here. Applied by Roy McClarty. And Marino concedes. Marino concedes, then flops to the canvas. And McClarty put the crusher on young Tony Marino, and now he very gentlemanly is helping Tony to his feet and rubbing the circulation back into his neck. They shake hands, a couple of very fine sportsmen. A very fine demonstration on the part of both Roy McClarty and Tony Marino tonight. We'll have
Bobo, Brazil. His opponent from Berlin, Germany, weighing 252, Hans Schmidt.
Hi again, everyone. This is Chuck Burr. And those Bronx Banzais you heard were in honor of the introduction of Hans Schmidt. And over the top strand and onto the apron goes Hans Schmidt. Well, there isn't a soul in the house, and it's a considerable house tonight that isn't extremely happy at this sudden turn of events. They don't come any rougher than Hans Schmidt, do they?
No, sir, they don't. He's out there to win every minute.
Yes, indeed. They tell me he's the lone wolf of wrestling, that he travels alone, he has nothing to do with anybody. Is that right, Leo?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Must be a lonely life, but of course there are compensating factors. I guess he makes a...
Well, he goes under the philosophy that you've got to win matches to get on top, and it looks like that's what he's always done, and he seems to be attempting to do now.
Yes, he is. He's aboard for the press after a series of knees to the throat, and Bobo unloads a knee that captures Hans right on the bridge of the nose. Now they're trading forearms and right-hand smashes, and there's the cocoa butt. And you got a good view of that. There it is again, and there's Hans Schmidt flat on his rompers. The count gets to 2, and Hans flips Bobo right on to Joe Moscato. I oftentimes feel sorry for those referees because they're getting a lot of prime beef landing on them. Hans Schmidt seeks a small respite to clear his head. They tell guys who have been victimized by that Bobo Brazil's headbutt, Leo, tell me that it's for all the world like they're being clubbed over the head with a hammer.
Well, I've never had the occasion to be hit with that headbutt, and I don't relish the opportunity either.
Well, I certainly can't blame you for that.
However, it does seem like Schmidt is holding up pretty good under that headbutt.
Yes, it is. I've seen guys collapse very quickly.
Of course, he's awfully strong and big.
Now, what has Bobo got on him now? That's a double arm lock of sorts, huh?
That's what I'd call it.
And Hans is trying to roll. Now he's likely to roll himself right onto his shoulders and be in danger, isn't he?
He is on his shoulders right now, and he's in danger.
So that's Bobo Brazil applying the pressure. Now Hans is being shoulder stood as he tries to shoulder stand his way out of it. Now he's in no immediate danger of being pinned, but he was while his back was to the canvas. Bobo applies the pressure, and Hans, well, you can see him. Cuts loose with those rabbit. Got the arm lock. Is that a figure 4?
No, that would be I would call that a top wrist lock. There's a lot
top wrist lock, yeah.
A hold, of course, Chuck. But
yeah. Hans applying the pressure. I think Joe Moscato asked, well, he's counting over Hans ordering the break. What was Schmidt doing illegal? Could you see, Leo?
No, it's hard to say.
But it had to be something. There's no doubt about that.
The referee's often in a bad light because he can't see everything that happens in there.
You'll notice that fellas like Schmidt, Leo, attempt to get their opponent between them and the referee.
That's right.
There goes Bobo out between the middle and upper strand, and Schmidt is trying to kick him right into the cheap seats. There Hans, he drop kicked him pretty good that time. That punt would have gone about 90 yards on a football field. And Schmidt is giving Bobo Brazil, the people's choice, a pretty good working over. He's trying to part Bobo's hair right down to the elbows. Additional leverage on the top strand. But I'll tell you something, Brazil has not been knocked to the ring floor yet. Here we go. Here we go. Happy day. And the crowd loves it. Listen to them. Well, that's 5 in a row, and Hans has collapsed in the neutral corner. Now he gives it to Joe Moscato. This could be a disqualification. Bobo Brazil. Yes, and again, and this is going to be it. What's happened to Bobo? He's gone crazy.
He's gone berserk.
Yeah, he's disqualified. He's all done, Leo, don't you think?
I can't say that I blame him because he's taken a tremendous beating from the hands of that German.
Yes, he has.
132, Leighton, Longoven. His opponent from France, weighing 222, Edouard, Carpentier.
I actually was in the dressing room before the matches got underway tonight, and I wanted to have a talk with this Carpentier on your right, but unfortunately he speaks only French. He can say hello in a rather broken English and a few other words, but more than that, he's a Frenchman all the way. As I said, he hails from Paris. Trying to figure out how we could set up this match for you, and the best thing we came up with, the Air Force versus the infantry, because with Carpentier we're going to see plenty of flying acrobatics and the leg artistry of the infantry with Montreal's legs Longoven. Why don't you shut up, he says. Also with a French tingle. Referee Joe Moscato says we're ready to go. Just awaiting the bell, and this bout will be underway. Here we go. Joe Moscato warned him about that fist. Longoven saying that it was perfectly all right. But if anyone should know about fists, it's our friend, Mr. Moscato. Holy mackerel. Mr. Longoven feeling that retreat. at scissors by legs. He's got those feet wrapped around the neck. Is that a strangle or no? Moscato is over checking to see. It is not, he rules. But a beautiful, beautiful escape from the leg scissors into this hold of his own. And a little leg work on the part of Edouard. Like the Eiffel Tower here tonight, this boy from Paris. And what a showman he is. The big showman on this card tonight is supposed to be Gorgeous George, the human orchid. The Carpentier is going to give him a run for his money, I'm sure. Little tug at the britches on the far side and a break. And a flying drop kick. Here comes the flying Frenchman. This boy is no light one either, you know. He's superbly conditioned, so it doesn't look it. It looks like the pinning hold. It is. And that's all for Mr. Longoven. And I think he may need some help getting out of that ring. What a show this Carpentier put on, and the fans are showing him and telling him with their applause how much they liked it. Longoven is far from ready to get up.
30-minute time limit from Montreal, Canada, weighing 236, Bobby Brown. His opponent from Syracuse University, on the eve of his wedding day, weighing 228, Buffalo's own Dick Beyer.
That's Dick Beyer of Buffalo, and Bobby Brown, the former Guy LaRose from Montreal, Canada. The referee is Petey Sacco, and when Dick Beyer climbed into the ring, he walked right over to the corner and shook hands with Pete Sacco, because last Friday night, Dick, stirred on by the actions of Mike Gallagher, became berserk and actually slugged Pete Sacco several times, for which he apologized later. A lot of fans thought that Petey's actions that night deserved a slugging, but no matter how you look at it, you have to believe that officials are in there to maintain order of some kind or another. But Dick came in tonight and walked over to the corner the first thing and shook hands with Pete Sacco. Now this, as I said, should be about of clean wrestling ability, because both of these boys... Brown, a 238-pounder from Montreal, Canada, and Dick Beyer, 226 pounds from Buffalo, New York. Boy, you're going to see some maneuvering in this one, because both these fellas know the wrestling holds and the breaks. Dick, of course, learned his wrestling at Syracuse, where he was a fine collegiate wrestler. So he started out as an orthodox performer and has so remained. He has Bobby Brown locked up on a toe hold here. He's trying to increase the pressure, but he may get himself in a position here and to jeopardy, and he has. He's broken a hold of himself by getting under the ropes. Pete Sacco calls for that break. A leg trip attempted by Bobby Brown, and Dick Beyer was... Flying mare by Dick Beyer from the knee position there. Here's another, now each of these boys has affected a release by arching, which is one of the classic moves in wrestling. Beyer did it first, and Bobby Brown responded with the same kind of, there's another one by Bobby. And he's trying to reverse now and pull Beyer, but Dick couldn't let him get away with it. Scissor, while Bobby Brown has a similar hold on Dick at the other end there. Actually, he's using his knees. Here they come. And the official on this side of the ring, showing discretion instead of valor, gets up and starts to move. One has used legitimate holds all the way through. Here's Beyer trying for that pin again, but he didn't quite get up there. Now he's using a leg Nelson. Bobby locked up with that leg Nelson. And that was a call for a break. Bobby Brown maneuvered himself into the ropes there. Takes longer to break these fellas than it does to get them into a hold. They get so tied up with each other. Flying drop kick by Dick Beyer. Beauty. There's one in return. Boy, they both right. There's the bell. Both of them went at that flying drop kick at the same time. Bobby Brown may have injured his right arm on that. He got up and looked at it quickly. They both went at that flying drop kick, and Bobby Brown proffers his left hand in the handshake, so he apparently did hurt that right elbow. Beautiful bout between two well-matched performers. Manny Weiss now will give us the decision on this one, and it's not our position to name it because we're just calling the shots here. But boy, they were at it all the way, and it looked like an even battle to us. Now here's Manny Weiss to tell us just what the decision was.
Unanimous decision, a draw.
Yes, sir. Unanimous for a draw. That's pretty good, too. That's the way it looked to us. Dick Beyer and Bobby Brown all the way to a draw. One of the newest in the wrestling game, and he's getting quite a ribbing from the crowd. Here's Manny Weiss to give the official introduction. He's loosening up now, I think.
The next event, one fall, 20-minute time limit from Hamilton, Ontario, weighing 240, Frank Bozo. His opponent from Dodge City, Kansas, the Madison Square Garden sensation, weighing 190, Ricky Starr.
I think he said Dodge City, Kansas, and of course those of us who are used to Westerns can't quite picture Ricky Starr coming from Dodge City. He's wearing ballet slippers, as you may see, and he is a former ballet dancer turned wrestler. And we haven't seen him. This is a brand new one for us. Frank Bozo is anything but a ballet star. In fact, he couldn't do a tour jeté if his life depended upon it. But we're very curious to see what Ricky Starr will turn out here. Every movement is one of grace and beauty, as you can see. And actually, we should have Swan Lake or something being played here at the moment instead of the hoots and jeers of the crowd. Some of the men who have met Ricky Starr, however, have some rather complimentary things to say about him. Bruiser Raffles, for example, said he doesn't want any part of him. He's going to set an opponent crazy with his goofy maneuvers in the ring, and we'll see what those goofy maneuvers are in a moment. Vern Gagne, who's one of the best, says that he thinks he's a clever wrestler, but he's too much of a will-o'-the-wisp, and you can't catch him to pin him. He's showing a little reluctance about coming out here, but now he's there in the middle. He's mad. He's telling Joe Moscato, look, but don't touch. Frank Bozo's upset about it now. He can't wait to get his hands on this fella. But don't be deceived by these movements and gestures, because he's a powerful, muscular young man. He was going to smash him that time. He's really got the crowd in an uproar, this Ricky Starr. Now let's see what he can do when the chips are down, and they are right now because the bell is rung. I'm qualified to describe this one. We need somebody from Kleinhans to take care of this. He slapped him good that time. Very elusive, very quick, and undoubtedly his ballet training helps. Light on his feet. These fellas like Bozo. There hasn't been a hand laid on either one yet, but Bozo's out of the ring already. Bozo, of course, you've seen him. He's one of the roughest, toughest guys in this business. But he can't figure out Ricky Starr, I can tell you that. If Ricky could win without placing hands upon the other guy, that's the way he'd like it. He doesn't want any contact. His hand. He got vicious and it turned on him. How about that, huh? You can laugh if you want to, but that was a pretty good takedown. Bozo has never seen anything like this, and neither have we, and probably neither of you. Full Nelson by Bozo. Starr has remarkable agility, and of course he's loose as they can be. From his ballet training, he can, many of these wrestlers, you know, are a little heavy on the muscle side. They have difficulty breaking out of things. Starr is very loose, very agile. hit that time. Every time he hits him, he hurts his hand, but he has to keep doing it. It's part of the game. Really a very graceful leap. Bozo's riding in the third race at Fort Erie here. Now he just turned his steed in the right direction. Don't get your thumbs in that mouth, Ricky, or you'll lose one. Bozo dragging for the... and got spanked for it. Well, we've seen hundreds and hundreds of wrestling performers, but none of them has shaken up the crowd the way this fella has. They really are enjoying watching him. Because combined with his ballet gestures and so forth, he's a pretty good wrestler and a rough, tough little guy. He's not tall. And he has a brand new approach to the game. No, there's no kidding about that. As well as a pretty good knowledge of it. So while he may be hamming it up a little bit, getting the crowd laughing, he knows what he's doing. Now he was locked in a headlock, and look what comes out of it. He goes into a figure 4 head scissor with his legs there, and he's got old Frank ready to holler uncle. Joe Moscato claimed it was a choke. He's back with it again. Frank almost lost his beard on that one. With the weight. Frank isn't ready to call it a night yet. He wants more of this guy. Look at this now. There's a good feat of strength. Look out there, Ricky. Look at the agility. Boy, I'm gaining respect for this fellow's wrestling ability. Very big either. He's 5'10", weighs about 195 pounds, which isn't awfully big for these fellas. Look at that. When he gets aroused, he's going to town. That one didn't hurt his hand either. Look out here. Flying drop kick. Beauty. They have him. He got him. Ricky Starr, the winner. What a performance. And the crowd likes it, too. They may have been partially for Bozo at the beginning, but they're not now. Gave another slap. Decides to...
Ilio Di Paolo. His opponent from Berlin, Germany, weighing 265, Hans Schmidt. The referee, Pete Seckel.
Main event, Ilio Di Paolo, Hans Schmidt. A couple of big bruisers. Yeah, there goes Schmidt now. He starts now. He's got Ilio with his robe half down, and now he's really slugging him. He pulled the robe up over his head. Hans is a bludgeoner. He waves that big fist and arm. Knee drop to the throat. There's a body scissor and a good one, but they're over the lower rope, and I think it'll call for a break. Ilio got him in a dandy scissors. Pete Sacco trying to break the hold. Pete's entangled now. Schmidt pulled on his foot. Ooh, he clamps that on. Pete Sacco decided to break it, but when he saw Hans was hurting a little bit, I think he decided to let it go for another minute. Hans has got those feet over the rope again. Ilio's got to keep him in the middle of the ring. That's what's been saving Hans here. Well, you see a couple of big guys just stand there and slug away at each other. Now he's putting that. Pete Sacco considers that a strangle, but actually it looks like a sleeper hold to me, where you cross wrist and shut the blood off on each side of the neck. He's got the arm stretcher on him now. He doesn't like that, and who would? Ilio out through the ropes, first time tonight. And they don't just react as quickly as some of the little ones or the lighter ones. Look out here now. There's some action going here. There goes Hansi. DiPaolo duked him into that one. Got him! No, the feet were on the rope. The feet were on the rope. Now, I don't know whether Pete Sacco can reverse that decision or not. He countered him. The feet were on the rope, just as you see them. And Hans Schmidt is one mad German right now. His feet were on that middle strand of the rope.
For the 60-minute time limit, weighing 227 pounds from Buenos Aires, Argentina Rocca. His opponent weighing 245 pounds, Schmidt.
Evening, everyone. Russ Davis, ringside, International Amphitheater in Chicago. There'll be no hair pulling, not with these crew cuts. Lewis is explaining to Schmidt that when he steps outside the rope, the count automatically begins. Rocca wants to shake hands, no dice. Well, here we go. This is the boy you wanted to see wrestle Hunt Schmidt for a long time. Finally, we got a match. There's the bell, and we're off and running. Best 2 out of 3 falls, 60-minute time limit. Contact. Flying mare. Rocca, you know, wrestles barefooted. Onto the ropes. Joe Lewis making him break it up. Hey, now Hans, let's break this thing up fair, he says. Doesn't make too much difference to Rocca. He's continually on the go. Mr. Schmidt. Hey. Wrist lock extended. Into a corner with Rocca. There's a hammerlock. Schmidt was ducking down to avoid an elbow there then. Had he been in this situation, that's the way he would have gotten out of it. Hello, boy. Kick him on his big old cauliflowers. Oh, says Lewis. No, you don't, Buster. You can use the heel of his foot. Well, that's a new rule, maybe, but it works. See Schmidt choking here? It's the advantage of watching these things by movies. There was a side mare. Just dropped my pocketbook. Well, there was a headlock and a side mare. Drag, he made it work. Rocca right back on his feet. Waist lock. Go ahead, Rocca. It's a waist lock. It's a bad one if a man's got a strength to put it on you. Hey, Joe, you're getting bald on top. Look at that. Maybe it's wearing a golf cap. Lewis would not let Rocca use that cross chin lock because it was too low. Look at him come out of that thing. He's possessed of tremendous strength, this boy Rocca. This is what Schmidt, Philadelphia lawyer. Schmidt tried that as a body slam, but it didn't work out, but he's doing the damage here now. Watch your fist, Lewis tells him. It's a legal maneuver here, Joe, as long as he doesn't choke when he throws him. Oh, well, that's good enough for Schmidt. Oh, there's one for him. Hooray for our side. Knee lift. Lewis doesn't like him fighting in that corner. He wants him out of there. He never liked to corner himself when he was boxing, as a matter of fact. Well, Schmidt finally came up with a body press out of all that maneuvering. There's a real good chokehold with one hand while he hits with the other one. Joe, you're going to have to get in there now, boy. Mr. Rocca is halfway into Laughing Street there. I dare say that Rocca knows he's got a hold of a tough monkey in this guy, Schmidt. Lewis is starting to count on Schmidt when he starts these tactics. There's one in trouble with him. Joe's the most peaceful guy in the world. Gonna start counting again, Hunch. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is rough. Oh, Rocca, boy, he's soaked up a lot of punishment here. Flying there. Another one. Knee lift. Focus. Now, wait a minute, Mr. Schmidt. Here's a boy that'll mix it with you. You get hit right in the Sauerbraten. Well, he got a drop kick there anyway. Diverting movement, I guess maybe you'd call it. Well, he can't seem to get himself collected here from the way Rocca's putting drop kicks on him. Well, here goes this great big South American swing. This is a backbreaker with a spin added. Schmidt has given it to Rocca. Conceded it. Oh, how it kills our Hunchy boy to lose the fall. You'd think you just lost the world. Eddie Plick make it official.
Attention, please. The time, 15 minutes and 42 seconds. For the backstretch, the winner of the first fall, Argentine Rocca.
Wants to win. How, he doesn't particularly care. He's one of the few men in the wrestling business that I know of personally. Second whistle. Hey, fellas, the bell ain't went. Break it up, Joe. Well, there goes the bell now. Well, I guess it's all legal. So what? They can't do much more than break each other's necks. Rocca is trying here for a quick second fall, holding the first one. There's a cute little chokehold, knee lift. Choke punch. I guess the way they judged that was that Rocca's tongue was hanging out like an anteater's. There's a knee lift into the pit of the stomach. Flying mare. Only Hans held on to it. This is a chin press that he has. It's not a choke. It is now. Yes, sir, that one fits him like a turtleneck sweater. Schmidt trying to get himself in the way here. Oh, there's a a good solid clip to the tummy. Hey, Hans, you'll tickle him if you keep that up. Your elbow in his solar plexus. Oh, then use your fist. Mr. Lewis caught you then, boy. Break it up, says Joe Louis. You're on the ropes. No, not his jaw, the hold, Hans. Oh, here come these drop kicks again. Better get going, Hans. This boy's murder with these things. Schmidt's going to squeal out Rouse Schmidt him. He's going to get out of there. It's a legal maneuver. Everybody's getting excited about this, but as long as it isn't the point of his knee. See, he's showing Lewis. He's very accommodating. Rock is out. It'll have to be broken up. Down your running gear. All legal but that. Lewis is having to count on Schmidt. Rocca just pouring right on back in. Another. Look out, this guy doesn't wilt. Lewis just looks at him. Just say, well, when you get heavier, why come around again?
Come on, Rocco. Come on, Rocco.
Well, there goes Rocco with that famous falling head scissors of his. 1, 2, nope, not quite. Schmidt took the press away from him. You'll have to get up and get your knee out of his ear, huh? You'll make a customer for Gene McDonald out of him. This is a reverse chin set with a bit of choking added, a la Schmidt. $9.99, he walks around the ring and says. Free translation, believe me, old boy, I most certainly did not do it. Boy, this Schmidt's a great one for breaking a guy down in the back. Yes, sir, that really fixes an opponent up. More of the same. Lewis says, I'm going to tell you one more time, boy. Then I'm going to let you have it. A backbreaker. Hans's long suit of jello, you know. There's another one. He seems to be taking sadistic delight in using a lot of these tonight. Body press, 1, 2, 3. And the second fall goes to Hans Schmidt. Thusly, the match is tied up between he and Argentine Rocca. We'll get it all made official pretty soon. Mr. Lewis likes it, Hans, but not on the outside of the ring. Doesn't mind you slamming an opponent up in there, but on Schmidt being out of the ring, oh, it seems like almost no end to the things that can happen that stand as good luck for this guy Schmidt when it comes to actually having not been. Well, there the bell went, and we're off and running again. Schmidt right back at the same old stand of doing business, trying to wreck this boy's back. Oh, well, looky here. 1, 2, 3. By jingos, it's happened. Rocca beat him. La-di-da. It was a fluke. Really was. Lewis went into the corner to try and break up this business that Hans had initiated. He tried to push his way out of the corner. And in so doing, he pushed him away from him. Now look out, Mr. Schmidt. Mr. Lewis won't back.